Hi, Sparkle Babe. Welcome to another episode of the Miata Shante podcast. I am your host, Miata Shante. And if you are new, babe, welcome to the Sparkle Party. Here we focus on personal development, spiritual development, and all things bettering you so that you can sparkle on purpose. Are you sparkling today? I sure hope so. Let me know that you're here. Comment I'm here down below. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, honey, because the Sparkle Party is lit. If you didn't know, now you know, okay? All right, y'all, let's get straight into it. Today is a very powerful word for me, and just talking about spirituality, it puts me in a whole nother different realm because I love spirituality. I think the development of spirituality and allowing yourself to experience your spiritual nature is so powerful, and it's just fulfilling. And I love conversations that feed my soul. I love people and places and just things that truly fill my soul and give me that fullness that, food doesn't really do, but, that longevity, fullness of, just knowing, and having truth and just empowering yourself in a much more different way. And so, building your spiritual strength, it takes time, and it takes patience, and it takes really developing yourself on a different level of acknowledging your past, but not living there, but also acknowledging your future and not living there. So, you're fully focused on the present moment, and you're allowing yourself to be in a most powerful state that you can be in. And you're being more persistent in the growth of yourself, in the discovery of yourself in each and every moment throughout life. And I was reading and I was doing some studying in regards to trouble. When trouble comes into our life and things that we don't typically want to see or things that we don't typically want to experience is an opportunity for our spiritual strength to grow, for the lesson that we see to be able to teach us something within us so that we can gain a more powerful perspective on, you know, things going forward. So, building your spiritual strength, it takes consistency within yourself. It takes the forgiveness, the love, the peace, and the faith to know that you can achieve the impossible. You can gravitate to a new perspective. You can love yourself to a new place of life. And so, loving yourself is loving all of you and not denying nothing of yourself, nothing that you've been through to get you where you are. And it may just be lessons. They come in cycles to repeat themselves. And we think the lesson is always about what's outside of us, but it's really the strength of our spiritual nature that's trying to be empowered, because that's where the wisdom lies. That's where we can take the experience and begin to project it in a different way, in a loving way, in a patience type of way when someone else is experiencing something that we're going through, or we're having to give advice or share our wisdom on something. We can enlighten them to where it brings the light outside of them, to where it turns that light bulb on and say, I am capable. And I wrote down today as I was journaling how I was just looking at the trees and how a little small leaf is developed from a hard branch. And so as I looked at that, I said to myself, you know, we grow softer through experiences, through hard places that we go through. We're growing soft because our spiritual nature is so soft and calm and loving, to where when we go through these hard places, if we tap into that as we're building ourselves through experience, if we just tap in to that spiritual side of us and that spiritual nature that wants to come out and wants to thrive and wants to help us, then we can soften ourselves in a way to where we feel like we don't have to fight. We feel like not everything is a battle. And so that's how I was in my mind. I'm like, everything is a battle. Why am I battling with everything? Like, I'm tired. You know, when you get that feeling where you're just so tired, and our spirit has to be renewed every single day. So, what are you doing to renew your spirit? What are you doing to rejuvenate your spirit in a way to where you are filling the voids instead of them filling you? And so when we take this moment, and each and every moment, and we're not living in the past and we're not living in the future, but we're allowing the present moment to be so powerful to teach us about ourselves through our past and what we want for the future, we can discover ourselves to be able to take charge and to take control in a way to where it's soft, and we're able to prepare in a way to where we're going in and meditating, and we're being consistent and persistent with prayer. Although we don't see anything as of yet through the vision, we can feel that we are receiving what we need as we journey throughout each day, and we're renewing ourselves, and we're giving ourselves that rejuvenation by journaling, by listening to inspiration, by being an inspiration, by just looking at the purpose in our life and being grateful for those purposes and being grateful for each place that we are in, and taking away the experience to say and remind ourselves of who we are or who we were in those moments and who we want to be to become. And so it's not that we're just becoming a new person, or we're becoming, something outside of ourselves. We're simply on a self-discovery. We're simply discovering the strength that is inside of us. We're simply discovering the spirituality that's already in us, and we're just bringing it to the forefront to ignite its power. And so, as a magnetic force of energy that we are, when I touch somebody else, if I'm already, in a vibration of vibrating high, when I touch somebody else, excuse me, or come in the presence of somebody else, I'm just going to ignite them, and it's just going to be passed on, passed on, passed on, because the self enlightenment and the self discovery of yourself is so beautiful when you tap into just really taking time to know the truth about yourself, and knowing that truth and building that spiritual strength each and every day. And just to share with y'all just some ways of, really tapping into that spiritual strength is, like I said, journaling, meditating, sitting in nature, sitting with yourself, unlearning things about yourself, and really listening to your intuition and listening to those inside thoughts about you, and even, controlling those thoughts, and so that you can unlive the habits and the patterns that's already been created, and taking time out to look at your truth, to acknowledge the new truth that is, brewing inside of you, and transforming that and seeing that perspective in a different light, and being able to gravitate to a new spiritual energy that you can really rely on, because we can't rely on anything outside of ourselves. We have to rely on ourselves. So, in order to rely on ourselves, we have to build ourselves. We have to take time to build the confidence, to build the spiritualness, and know that we're not alone. We're not journaling through life alone. We have the capacity, and God is within us and for us and given us the tools. Our body is a tool. It's a resource for us to maneuver through this journey, for us to see and for us to feel, the goodness of what is out there. However, the goodness and the greatness and the powerfulness is inside of us, because nothing is possible outside of us if it does not ignite inside of us. So, building that spiritual strength is important on the journey, because it's also helping you along your journey and building relationships and building the spiritualness of other people, places, and things. So, when you go to church, um, and you're sitting in church, but you're listening to the lesson, everybody in there is there and they're gravitated there because of the spiritual, hunger that they have. And so if you can build a spiritual hunger outside of the church, and outside of that, and being able to go out into the communities, go to work, go to different places, and still have that fullness to be able to feed and lay down a table for people around you, even if they don't go to church or they don't, tap in spiritually, or however you're spiritually fed, then that way you can lay the table down and be able to serve from your spiritual wisdom, from your spiritual strength, and allow that strength to be transformed into other people and give them the strength that they need to continue. And not let the troubles get inside the spirit, but allow everything inside of us to triumph over whatever we're going through. I hope that made sense. I know I said a lot. But I definitely want to encourage your spiritual strength to continue to grow, to continue to be and build opportunities for you to see yourself in a different light, see yourself powerfully, and see yourself with God and through God, and allow Him to truly continue to help you on your journey, because we are not alone. Even like I said before, people, places, and things are there to help us. We're sent into certain places. We're given certain opportunities. We're given certain people to help us continue to grow within ourselves and discover ourselves and learn the lessons that we need to learn to cultivate more peace, cultivate more love, cultivate more opportunities to give our purpose, our abilities, and our gifts, and be an addition of value in those places, instead of taking away something and going and sitting and depleting ourselves and giving ourselves self-denial, because that's not what we want. We don't want to deny ourselves. We want to ignite ourselves so that we can see the possibilities of life that are there for us. I love you, babe, so much. Like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below if you are here, if you're still here for the conversation. I love you so much. Continue to sparkle on purpose, with purpose, because you have purpose. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.